All right, so this video is called "The Darkest Moments in Children's TV Television." Yeah, television. Darkest moments in children's television. Now it's late at night, and I just wanted to pump out a video for tomorrow. But let's get into it. This first one segment is called Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones is an American actor best known for his roles in Beetlejuice and Ferris Bueller's
Oh
Day Off.
shit!
He also played Uncle Crenshaw
I don't remember this nigga because I was a little kid, so I don't remember him.
Little in the 1999 Stuart Little film, as well playing Sir Swami in the Justice League animated TV show.
Oh damn, he was in a
Even
lot
with
of
his
shit.
success hitting some major roles, he would get arrested in 2002. In 2002, Jeffrey Jones was arrested for possession of CP and for soliciting a
Am I surprised? Not gonna lie, no. But the same token, why?
14-year-old boy to produce
What the fuck? Okay.
explicit images between September 2000 and May 2001. Jones was found to have photographed the child, paying him to pose in various scenarios, including wearing a cowboy hat, surrounded by stuffed animals, and dressed as a Native American.
What?
After turning himself in, Jones was released on
Okay, I'm sensing like this nigga definitely has something mental going on. Nah, it's nothing mental. He's a grown ass man doing this. He's probably already in his 40s or 30s.
bond prior to his arraignment. He pleaded not guilty to the possession charge, but entered a no contest plea to soliciting a minor. The misdemeanor charge of possession was dropped after the plea.
Are you fucking
and he
serious?
was sentenced to 5 years of probation, counseling, and required to register as an
If he was a different race, he would have been on the fucking race. Oh, he lucky that fucking Gideon was in there back in the day. They would catch a predator, catch a famous TV star.
offender. No allegations of physical contact were made. Jones faced additional legal issues, including 2 arrests for failing to update his offender registry status, once in Florida in 2004 and again in California in 2010. He pled guilty to the charges in California, resulting to 250 hours of community service and 3 years of probation. In 2006, during the production of Who's Your Caddy in Akeene, South Carolina,
Oh shit, they made a
Jones'
joke about
criminal
him.
record became a subject of local concern, as some residents believed the public should have been informed due to the family-friendly nature of the set. Caillou is a show created in 1997 aimed at toddlers.
Now, see, I'm happy that they talked about this because I fucking hate Caillou. Fuck that little shit, bro. He was a fucking brat for no reason. I always hated Caillou, even when I was a jit. Bro, he was just a fucking brat. Now, see, if it's dirt on this channel, I'm not channel, on this children's show, I would not be surprised because fuck Caillou. Bald head ass.
The show is about Caillou being with his parents and sister, where Caillou plays with his imaginary friends and participates in other activities. This show is extremely hated because it's not like this show is educational. Sure, it
He's just a fucking brat, bro. He's a brat.
has its moments, but for the most part, the whole show is just Caillou crying and bitching. Caillou was voiced by Bryn McCauley.
Oh my
who
God.
voiced Caillou in season 1, but left the show when the season
She knows how to do a like, damn. I'm not gonna
ended.
wait. Not gonna lie. That's a lot of females that do a lot of like little boy or like the kid characters as like for the voice acting. They have good voices. Like Naruto. I didn't know she was the one person for lab rats. That's pretty cool.
That's because Bryn was
And Goku's for sub.
only 8 years old when the show first started and had to step away because her family moved away and having to drive Bryn back to the studio would be costly. She was later replaced by 17-year-old Jacqueline Leniski, who would voice Caillou from 2000 to 2003. Tragically, on September 8, 2003, Jacqueline and another actress were killed when the minivan they were in collided with a tractor trailer in Montreal, South Shore, Canada, causing them to pass away. Because of this, the studio had to find another voice actor for Caillou, which they ended up going with Andy Bovaird. It's a shame that we lost Jacqueline in this tragic accident, as she was only 17 years old and her career was barely taking off. Rest in
Damn.
peace. Andy Mack is a Disney Channel series that premiered on April
Not gonna lie, Annie Mac. This shit was kind of ass. I'm not gonna hold you. It was just fucking depressing as fuck. I'm sorry.
7th, 2017. The show follows Andy, a teenage girl who lives with her grandparents, but she is unaware of this fact, believing that they're actually her parents. This revelation comes to light when Andy learns that her older sister, who had her when she was very young, is actually her biological mother.
Nah, that's a That's a plot twist.
This series explores this complex family dynamic with a pretty deep storyline. Andy Mack is also the first show to star an openly gay character. Shockingly, it turns out that the actor who played Andy's grandfather is a creep. Stoney Westmoreland, a 52-year-old, was sentenced to 2 years in prison after being arrested in 2018 on
It's okay. I'm gonna guess. It's either CP, some weird shit on his computer, or he actually touched someone and being perverted, or he just went up to some little boy or little girl for what reason per se. I'm foreshadowing because it's either some predatory shit or some bullshit with some like he's like he assault people.
child sex charges.
Wait, what?
After being arrested in 2018 on child sex charges, Stoney pleaded guilty to using the internet to communicate with someone he believed was a minor. Originally indicted on a more serious charge of coercion and enticement of a minor, he faced a mandatory minimum of 10 years in prison. However,
Get that nigga fucking 35, 50 his whole life.
He accepted a plea deal for a lesser charge. According to his defense attorney, Wendy Lewis, the case stemmed from Stoney's interaction on a dating app Grindr, where he communicated with an undercover officer.
Isn't Grindr like Twitter? I mean Tinder? Just I don't know. I don't know what Grindr is. I know what Twitter. I know what Tinder is. I don't know what Grindr is. Someone explain in the comments.
Posing as a 13-year-old. He later claimed it was a
You sick fuck.
role-playing scenario that went too far. When he arrived at the meeting spot, he allegedly told his ride.
And you know what? Your bitch ass gonna be the thumbnail. If it's something worse besides him, his bitch ass gonna be the thumbnail. Shame on you, nigga.
Shared driver to wait in case he decided not to stay. His lawyer argued that if it had been an actual minor, he would have left. But the risk of a harsh sentence led him to take the plea deal. Following his release, Stoney will be under supervision for 10 years and required to register as an offender for 25 years. His internet access will also be heavily restricted, allowing only one personal device, which will be subject to random inspections. Shortly after his arrest, Disney fired Stoney Westmoreland, canceling all of his appearances on Andy Mack. He had portrayed Henry Mack, the grandfather of the main character. This raised an issue for Disney as they stopped playing reruns of episodes that included Stoney. If you go to Disney Plus right now and search up Andy Mack Season 1, you'll only have 2 out of the 12 episodes pop up. It's a shame that one actor tainted the reputation of a pretty solid show.
Damn, so they canceled Andy Mack because of the fact of the allegations of that nigga. That's crazy. And I'm pretty sure, like, for most part, that show was pretty good. It's just the fact that he had a creep in it. That's crazy.
Seen it myself, but it has some pretty good reviews, and I do remember many people talking about the show.
I wasn't really a big fan of it. I just was. It just came on Disney. I was like, eh. I wasn't really a Disney kid though. I was like a Cartoon Network teen Nicktoons and type person.
Fix It was a British TV show that aired on the BBC from May 1975 to July 1994, hosted by Jimmy Savile. Created by Bill Cotton, the show invited
I thought that nigga was about to say Bill Cosby.
Children to send letters to Savile, requesting a special wish. At the end of each episode, one child's wish was granted, and they were awarded a medal as a keepsake. Jimmy was in a handful of children television shows, but Jim'll Fix It was one of the most popular shows. However, it turns out that Jimmy Savile was a monster all along. Jimmy was always known for his charitable work and was a respected man in the community, so it came as a shock when it was discovered in late 2012, a year after his passing, that he had been a predator all along. Though
who fucking wonders? I'm not gonna lie, bro. People that make kid shows, I'm not gonna say that they always are weirdos and stuff like that, but majority of the time, they have some sick shit in their head and they thinking about a fucking kid. I'm not gonna say all people that make kid shows, but majority out of the 10, they're fucking weirdos. Now, hopefully with our new generation, they probably will slim down, but honestly, it's been getting worse because, like, as you can see, out of the fucking 2024 was literally catch a fucking predator. Diddy, all types of people, it was just literally catch a predator. 2025, I hope it's better, but hey, As of right now, do the 2020 through the 2025 straight predatory everybody. Everybody's a fucking pedophile for some weird reason.
Rumors about his behavior had circulated throughout his career. Serious investigations were not launched until after his death. In November 2011, BBC's Newsnight began looking into allegations against Savile, but the investigation was
Yeah, I always wonder why they named themselves BBC.
abruptly halted before its findings could be aired. A few months later, the Sunday Mirror exposed the decision to scrap the report, bringing the scandal into public view. The following year, ITV's documentary Exposure: The Other Side of Jimmy Savile aired the testimony of several women who accused him of abuse. However, this was only the beginning. As public outrage grew, both the BBC and the National Health Service launched investigations. The BBC appointed former High Court Judge Dame Janet Smith to review Savile's actions during his tenure there. Her report, published 3 years later, revealed that he had abused dozens of victims on BBC premises and that some staff were aware but too afraid to speak up. Meanwhile, police launched their own
He probably had hush money.
And in November 2012, described the scale of abuse as staggering and unprecedented. Between 1955 and 2009, Savile assaulted 450 people, many of them minors. 2009, Savile assaulted 450 people.
This nigga assaulted 400 people? Is this including, like, is it just 400 kids? 400? Nigga, what? You can't even lock this nigga up. This nigga's dead already. So, like, he basically lived his life. He lived his life this whole entire. Wow. Nigga, I'm shocked. I don't even know what I could. 400 by himself? Oh my god.
Many of them minors. His fame gave him access.
This nigga needs to. I hope he's rotted in hell.
To vulnerable children, hospital patients, and viewers.
This nigga fuck with hospital patients? Oh my god.
Allowing him to prey on young guests and audience members at Top of the Pops and Jim Will Fix It.
Oh my god.
Even groping at least one victim on camera. He also exploited his connections to several hospitals. At least,
it keeps on getting worse.
Room, while at Broadmoor, he was given a set of keys. He frequently visited Duncroft Depot School.
Yo, this shit is getting worse. Why is it getting worse? Oh my god.
For girls, where he would take teenage girls for rides in his car. Following these revelations, Savile's family had his gravestone removed from the cemetery.
Yeah, nigga, don't even bury that nigga. Don't even cremate. Just leave him to die.
His honors were revoked, charities bearing his name shut down, and other memorials were dismantled, making Jimmy Savile as one of the most disturbing predators in television. For the record,
fuck that shit, nigga. You're not even getting buried. You're just gonna rot.
There's way more to the story of Jimmy Savile, as he was a big monster, and if I really wanted to, I could make an hour-long video talking about.
There's an hour-long footage of this nigga just doing this nigga. Yo, the top 3 has to be Epstein, Diddy, and this nigga. Probably more.
But as of now, this was just a Cliff Note version about this horrible monster. Rod Hull was a British comedian best known for his television appearance in the 1970s and 1980s, often accompanied by his mischievous puppet, Emu. The silent, aggressive bird became Hull's trademark, allowing him to create chaotic and unpredictable comedy while deflecting responsibility for Emu's antics. Hull's act relied on a cleverly disguised fake arm, giving the illusion that Emu moved on his own. The puppet was known for its sudden, often physical outbursts, latching onto unsuspecting guests, and even causing disruption in high-profile settings.
I just want to know how this can get wrong.
One moment occurred at the Royal Variety performance when Emu destroyed the Queen Mother's bouquet. Another well-known incident took place in 1976 when Emu repeatedly attacked Michael Parkinson on his own talk show. This
Oh
incident
shit.
prompted fellow guest Billy Connolly to issue a threat against Emu. Hull eventually toned down his use of Emu, perhaps mindful of the potential impact on his career. In later years, in a 2007 interview with Charlotte, the late veteran comedy producer Michael Hurl said to Hull, "Look, Rod, you've got your hand in that emu up girls' skirts and squeezing their tits, doing things you would get locked up for." Like I said, he did tone down his use of emu because that guy was wilding, because he did
Oh,
touch
so he basically made an excuse saying that fucking he would say, "Oh, it's the emo, bro. It's emo. It's not me. It's the emo."
multiple people without their consent. Ren and Stimpy is an animated television
This shit is fucking crazy. Not gonna lie, they had a kid. They had a fucking kids version, and then they had a adult version. This shit.
series created by John Cristofalusi that aired
This
from
this nigga's
1991
weird.
to 1994.
I wouldn't be surprised
The
if it
show
niggas on him.
follows the chaotic adventures of Ren, who's a chihuahua, and Stimpy, a dim-witted but good-natured cat. Known for its surreal humor, exaggerated animations, and grotesque visuals, the series developed a cult following for its unconventional storytelling. However, it also faced controversy due to its adult themes despite airing on Nickelodeon as a children's
Yeah.
program. In 2003, a more mature spin-off, Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon, was released aimed at an older audience. Back in 2018, two women named Robin Bird and Katie Rice came forward with sexual misconduct
Oh my
allegations against the
god.
Ren and Stimpy creator, accusing them on preying on them when they were underage in a lengthy interview with BuzzFeed. Both Robin and Katie shared similar stories. They were both young, aspiring animators who reached out to John to potentially further their careers. They were allegedly met with predatory behavior. Robin claimed that in 1994, when she was only 13 years old, she began talking with the creator of Ren and Stimpy via letters. When she was 16, he allegedly flew her to LA and essayed her near his studio. She
Yo,
says for a
what?
while she moved in with him, first temporarily, then permanently when she was 17 after graduating from high school. During that time, Robin also said that, unbeknownst to her, John took explicit photos of her, which he showed to people at parties. Katie also had similar claims that she also talked to John over AOL when she was only 14 years old. Katie claimed that he made a lot of sexually inappropriate remarks towards her, and that one time he even beat his meat while they were on a phone call. When Katie turned
You could have just said. You could have said anything. You didn't have to put the. He beat his meat toward. I mean, he did, but still, you could have said like he. I don't know. He could have said. He could have said something else though. He beat his meat. He beat his meat on call. That's what. That shit sounds bad.
18,
That's so
she
weird.
offered her an animation job, where John would then essay her. According to
So he groomed her. All types. We fucking. What was it called? CP involved because he FaceTimed her while he was. That was. Oh my god. That's so sad. I feel bad for these. Like I feel bad for child actors that have to go through this. Like this is genuinely fucking sad.
BuzzFeed, both women
Like your parents don't care about it because they're getting money from it too. So like you're basically selling your soul, and you can't even sell. You're not even doing it on your own fault. It's your parents
whole letters, emails,
or the people
and
that's
transcripts that
you know.
support their claims. John was also alleged to have CP in his computer, though the
Oh, who would have fucking wondered? He fucking beating his mates or a fucking little girl on FaceTime. So I wouldn't. Wow.
allegations were eventually reported to the police. They could neither arrest nor investigate John because the statute of limitations had passed. In response, John's lawyer confirmed that for a brief time, 25 years ago, he had a 16-year-old girlfriend, but denied that John's avid pursuit of Kitty was SH, or that he had ever possessed CP. John released an
You still had a 16-year-old girlfriend like a fucking weirdo though.
apology to the women and his fans for his behavior, which he said was motivated by undiagnosed bipolar disorder and ADHD, as well as poor impulse control. Robin and Katie criticized John's statements as a non-apology and an attempt to deflect blame. Due to the allegations, John was not involved with the Ren and Stimpy revival on Comedy Central, nor will he receive any financial compensations from it. Joy
Damn.
Junction was a Christian themed children's game show that aired in the mid 1980s on the Christian television network before
I can
later
see this
being
getting dark.
syndicated on Kids Club and Smile. Hosted by Don McAllister as Sheriff Don, the show
He looks
was
like
set in the
Jeffrey Dahmer.
fictional village of Joy Junction and featured town residents like Mrs. Peterson, the Professor, Deputy Les, Ron, and his puppet Marty. Children participated in various challenges while learning biblical lessons, with musical performance and a recurring segment featuring Ron and Marty. In 2013, Ronald Brown, who played Ron and operated Marty, was arrested on child porn charges. Authorities uncovered disturbing online conversations between Brown and Michael Arnett,
He looks like the type though. Like his face. I'm not even surprised. He looks like the type.
where they discussed graphic fantasies of abusing, killing, and eating children, including one child Brown had personally met at a church performance. His troubling history extended back to 1998 when police discovered a pair of boys' underwear in his car, though he avoided charges by claiming they were for his puppets. In 2012, Brown was arrested and subsequently sentenced to 20 years in prison for
20 years. Nigga should have, once again, he should at least have a sentence of death penalty, 100 years.
possession of CP and conspiracy to
And
kidnap
he should be on a sex offender list, even if he does get out.
a child after police discovered messages on a dark web chat room detailing this. Before his arrest, Brown regularly performed at his church and hosted pizza parties for children at his home. Brown died in prison on August 5, 2020 at the age of 65 due to a
Lot, nigga.
motor neuron disease. Due to this scandal and how obscure this show was, there weren't that many archived footage of the show. For years, only 2 full episodes and scattered clips were available on YouTube. However, as of June 2024, 39 episodes have resurfaced. A commercial featuring characters from the show once advertised physical copies of Joy Junction and Becky's Barn for a $12 donation, though no known copies have been found. Thank you guys for watching till the end of this video, and sorry for the crappy lighting. My ring light broke, so yeah, we got this going on.
So the controversy of this is that majority of these weirdos, obviously, like with children television, I'm not surprised that majority of these guys are fucking predators and all types of stuff, because it's like during the time of like 19 something, that was like the big era of pedophilia for children television. So I'm not really surprised at the fact that they're getting called out on their bullshit right now, but it's also still happening, and it's still sad that it's still happening. They're just not talking about it until like the big case. Now the biggest one, in my opinion, was the Nickelodeon one with the whole feet thing. That shit was crazy. Like, you remember they changed the icon of Nickelodeon or some shit because it was a foot. Turns out he like feet, and that was some weird shit. And they just had too much tapes on them. But like in general, it would suck being a child actor because of this, and then you once again hush money. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe Disney's next. Like, well, I think did Disney get caught out on their bullshit yet? I don't know for sure, but like Nickelodeon got called out. I don't know, Cartoon Network or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I hope y'all like, subscribe. Definitely check out this guy. You know, we watching multiple of his videos and stuff, but definitely check out this guy. And see you soon. Also, we're almost there at the 3K. We're almost there. And I also want to say, I know I've been lacking on gaming, but I promise you, I promise you, whenever April comes in, we will get back on gaming. I just been recording a lot because honestly, the reaction videos get more views than the gaming videos, and also I like reacting, so like just keep on reacting. But two, with the gaming videos, it only gets like 5 to 10 views, so I don't think y'all like that. So that's the only reason why I go to the reaction thing. But comment down below what children shows did you like back at the time that turned out to be weird. And yeah, but like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Peace.